Expected. Just saying it right away. Predicted.
Thank you, Trevor. And we're also still joined here by Forg1ven to break that one down. ROCCAT, it's upset day here in EU. First off, the Renekton, guys. The pick that you guys loved. Let's take a look at the picks and bans, because obviously there was a lot of criticism, but also for Vitality's comp and what they wanted to do or wanted to achieve.
I mean, if we start with the Renekton, I personally think it's a horrible pick, because I don't think he even destroys the likes of Poppy in lane anymore, and when you go even, Poppy will have more impact in late game teamfights, the way I see it at least, compared to Renekton. You just lane swap on him, as we saw in the game. But the comp from Vitality here, what do you think about Sivir in this case, and like the setup they have with Sivir?
I think Sivir in general is one of the best champions as in terms of AD carry in the game, but the thing is that nobody from Vitality comp would actually benefit from having this except Poppy. And there are two ways, in my opinion, that Vitality could do something, is if either Poppy started the fight with Sivir ultimate, which is lackluster in my opinion, or if LeBlanc finds a flank on Jhin or Azir, which is almost not likely to happen. So I think Vitality were kind of limited by their own picks, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what we saw in the game as well. The engages were the sort of Elise trying to flank as well. We want to take a look at two team fights in this one. First one where it does go well for Vitality. We're going to get that up on your screen because of the zoning of Cabochard in the end. Diffisho?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough start again for Vitality, because as we just talked about, the way to engage fights is either by having Poppy flying with Sivir ulti, but she's obviously sitting in side lane and wants to TP in, or then like a random cocoon from Elise. So the comp is really bad at team fighting or starting fights. And now we see like cocoon lands, but then Shook gets snared, he gets CC'd, everything gets popped onto him, and there's the flank you talked about onto taps, but it's not enough. And here, Forg1ven as an AD carry, when this happens and the top laner dives you, what do you think?
I think you pretty much give up if you are Jhin, even with Summers against Poppy, because Alistar and Gragas used their spells aggressively to take Shook out, so there was no backup Jhin left for him. So Jhin would just flash out and just bail out some seconds more. That's pretty much it.
And it's fun always with these team fights, because target selection means so much, and how you use your cooldowns, obviously, because if you use everything offensively just to kill an Elise, who's not that important in these fights, your AD carry dies. How difficult is that, though, as an AD carry and as a team to practice?
I mean, even if Tabs wasn't Jhin in this scenario, like what else champion could he actually had to do something against Poppy in this scenario? Like, I think maybe Ezreal, Blue Ezreal.
Sure.
Like, even if he had Kalista, even if he had Lucian, if he had MF, Caitlyn, I don't know, pick whatever champion out of the available pool and you put it in this scenario, there is no escape there. You just extend the death and buy time for your team. And I think ROCCAT was good in a way because they actually found an opportunity into Elise and they make a pick. The thing is that there was no call or like information the next seconds for peel on Jhin. So pretty much I think it's pretty much it.
And later, it goes even better for ROCCAT. Let's get another team fight up on your screen where they do well in these team fights, honestly, or how much here is on the shoulders of Vitality.
I mean, it's tough. Again, we talk about how Vitality's comp is not that good at starting these fights. It's just Poppy kind of diving in, and then you have to get Azir. You have to be able to kill Azir when you go in, because late game he's a monster. We can just roll the clip here. And here, Forg1ven, as you see, Nukeduck doesn't get his flank, and the lovely Azir late game damage comes into effect.
Yeah, I mean, the moment someone gets rooted, like, you're gonna get rooted for a lot of time from ROCCAT, and Sivir gets wrecked by Azir, and you already see that Vitality are extending for this fight, in my opinion, even though they could actually just let them base, make a pick, and then take top tower or Baron even. And I think this was way too much forced, and then you see American Sniper Tabs. It was decimating Shook.
So nice, that fourth one.
Especially also because Vitality's comp mainly wanted to play 1-3-1. You know, Nukeduck in one side lane, Poppy in the other side, and when you push in the side lanes, then you can roam in towards the jungle and you can get the flanks and, you know, create the picks in mid lane on Jhin with no mobility. It just happened so rarely, honestly, for Vitality.
Yeah, in my opinion. I think ROCCAT in this game had incredible big ban phase. They, in my opinion, they had like Alistar, Azir, Jhin is okay, I guess, like Renekton is fine. I mean, it's Freddy pick, it's a pattern.
Sure.
Players always will have. And Gragas too. So, and if you put what they had in comparison to the other team, like they had Elise, which can only cocoon in the fight, team fight. Like, sure, it's great early game, but what then? And they had Thresh, which is not as efficient as Alistar, for example, like we saw it. And the moment ROCCAT are gonna get a good team fight, I think if they play it properly, it's over. And I think it showed me, like 2 or 3 times. If you combine it also with the Baron calls that they had, which actually for me gave them the opportunities back to the game.
And how happy are you now to see Vitality lose? So you guys are still right now
In the same race.
top 2?
I mean, it's a gift, I guess, from Betsy, because we were players together in the past. And it's good that we have one more opportunity to at least get first or second seed. But I always wanted to think like it's our spot to lose. And today, like, we didn't have good performance in a very important game, and that becomes, in my opinion, a pattern for us, like all the way back from IM Cologne against Ever and to the games we lost today. Like, something happens, like we just go down in a specific amount of time, and I think if we don't fix it, then I don't know how we're gonna do in playoffs, in my opinion. But thank you, ROCCAT, for giving us opportunity for the first, second seed.
There we go in that one. And this also means that if G2 win this next game versus Splice, that they lock in the buy spot. They have one of those 1 or 2 spots in that one. So the odds in their favor, at least.
Sure.
We're going to take a break, though. There's one more match to play out today between Splice and G2 Esports as both teams try to defend their spot in the standings. Don't touch that dial. Week 9 of the Spring Split continues right after this.
Nobody's gone down yet, but Cabo will be the first victim. First blood picked up by Tabs. Emperor's Divide is available for Betsy. Death Sentence finds Airwax, and Noxiac has knocked the nuke duck up. But it just means Airwax goes down. It's all left to Airwax and Noxiac, the tanks with very little damage. Betsy tries to be the hero, but Kasing's the only one that's low. Hyuna gets himself a double kill, and Vitality ace ROCCAT. Explosive Cask has already been used. The Death Sentence finds Airwax. He's pinned against the wall. Vitality string together 2 very easy kills. Curtain call. Shot 1's 2. Why? The third connects, and Shook is assassinated! ROCCAT finally start losing members. Airwax, Noxiac fall quickly. The Nexus is going down! And for the second time this split, ROCCAT destroy Vitality!